Today, I'm doing something I've not done in a while, hosting a pre-built versus custom deathmatch Arena of Death 2022 style. And the whole video is sponsored by Bequiet that sent over some Bequiet things for the video. And who knows, maybe by the end of the video, we'll be giving away the victorious system. Maybe. In terms of the pre-built for this comparison, I'm going to be using the MSI Aegis system I did a video on recently, which cost me about 8,400 Canadian dollars. But aside from a case that would have been considered archaic 15 years ago, the system gave me a less virulent form of typhoid than I was expecting. But now that the scalpocalypse is mostly over, can we build a better custom system for the same amount? Now, depending on your outlook on life, one of the main advantages or disadvantages of a custom system is that you have to build it yourself. I really enjoy building PCs, but I've heard that there are these weird lizard people that don't necessarily enjoy building PCs. And if you're one of those, then maybe just taking a system out of a box is a huge advantage towards the pre-build. And if you're one of those nerds that doesn't enjoy building your own gaming PC, hopefully by the end of this video you'll see it for the borderline erotic process that it is. So now that I've potentially offended some of you, which you deserve by the way, let's get started with the build. That out the way. Now we're going to start off by pre-assembling the system on this box to make sure that all of the components work before we build it into a case. Now I personally don't normally do this because I'm a bit of a badass, but for a video like this I think it's a good example of best practice. Wow, by modern motherboard standards, that is a surprisingly nude board. A lot of modern motherboards are just covered in aluminium at this point, but it was on a good sale, so yeah, I think this Pro Z690-P should do the job. Oh. Now in terms of CPU, we got this thick i5-12600KF. It was on hella sale, so I just could not get it. And this is a decent step up from the i5-12400 that's in the MSI system. We even get some efficiency cores. Ooh, nice. Hey, CPU socketed. Next, we're going to install the SSD, which is a 500 gig NVMe WD Blue drive. It's the same size as the one in the MSI pre-built. Oh, M.2 drives are like my favorite thing ever. And just like that, our blazing fast storage is installed. It's like magic. In terms of RAM, I'm using the 16 gig Team Group kit, which again was just too good value to pass up. And this is a 3200 MHz kit. Not the fastest, but it makes up for it with excellent pillow talk. Next is the first hashtag sponsored by Bequiet part for the video, the PureRock 2 FX. Now for this build, you can definitely get away with a cheaper cooler, but then you wouldn't have your Bequiet RGB E-pin, so what choice do you really have? Now the thing that makes the PureRock 2 FX FX is the inclusion of this high quality Lightwing fan. In terms of GPU, I'm using this MSI RTX 3060 Ventus 3X. Now the MSI pre-built also has an RTX 3060 in it, but it's got a Ventus 2X, which has a much smaller cooler, and it's a much smaller cooler that's stuffed into a case with significantly less airflow. So this card will likely have a much more temperate life. But it's still the same GPU, right? So the performance delta is not going to be that massive. power supply wise, Bequiet sent over this awesome Pure Power 11, which is a 600 watt, 80 plus gold rated semi-modular power supply. And this is a decent upgrade over that riffraff power supply in the MSI pre-built. Oh, my favorite thing about Bequiet power supplies is the 12-pin PCIe power connector on the power supply side. That 12-pin really gets my juices flowing every time. So now we're gonna jumpstart our system. All we need for it is to just post, so we don't have to plug it into a monitor. Okay, that's good. It's gotten past VGA and it's on boot now, which it makes sense for it to be stuck on boot because, well, there's no boot media in it. Okay, so I guess now we can drop this in a case and then we can compare pre-built versus custom. For the case, Bequiet sent over the PureBase 500DX. I really like this case, but it's a bit expensive for this price point, but it's an amazing case, so you get what you pay for. Now, as you can see, there is some contrast between black and white with this 500DX, which means I think it's going to match quite well with the pretty much all black interior components we're going to drop in here. Features like this power supply ISO mount are amazing. Yeah. Now, I've run into a slight problem with the RGB, which I'm pretty sure there's a law of physics that dictates if you're gonna use RGB in a system, you have to struggle for it. But for some reason, the only RGB header on this motherboard is all the way down here, which is a bit of an odd place to put it, but it's fine, at least it has the header. Although the problem is that the RGB connector on this fan isn't long enough to reach it. It just gets to like right next to it, basically. I just went and found like a little adapter prong cable thing, which should solve the problem. Clearly, building a custom system is a lot more effort than just taking a PC out of the box. But look at what you're rewarded with. The effort put into building the system makes it all the more unique and all the more yours. And aside from that, we have much higher quality components for the same price, and in my opinion, a much better looking system. But with that, let's do some gaming on these two systems and see how they stack up there. Let's start with this one. So after about 20 minutes of gaming on the little MSI pre-built, you can see that the graphics card is sitting at 82 degrees Celsius, which is just on the border of where NVIDIA GPUs start slowing themselves down, 83 degrees Celsius. The CPU, on the other hand, is doing a bit better. Mid-70s isn't the worst, although the ambient temperature in here is about 17 degrees Celsius. So those temperatures will climb in a hotter climate. Yeah, not the best temperature performance, and noise-wise, I got a reading of about 49 dB. But let's see how our Bequiet system compares. Hey, that is a lot better. Both the graphics card and the CPU are running cooler. The graphics card has a slightly higher sustained core frequency, and you know, it isn't really a secret. Bigger heat sinks and more ventilation lead to better temperatures. But what about the noise? Now, better temperatures and lower noise is all well and good, but did it actually give us any more gaming performance? Wow, aside from the 1% lows, those results are very much within the margin of error, which makes sense, they have the same graphics card. In all fairness, the custom system was not built min-maxing performance per dollar. Bequiet's a pretty premium brand, so I couldn't cheap out on the case, for example, which meant I did have to sacrifice some gaming performance. And that is one of the beauties of a custom system. You can match the configuration to what you want to do. But that customizability, quality, and value comes at the cost of convenience and approachability. So with that, let me know in the comment section down below which one you think was the winner. Either way, we are going to be giving away this Bequiet system, but first, I want to spruce it up a little. I'm going to add some more Bequiet Lightwing RGB fans just to give it a bit more EP value, you know? And then I also went out and got this Wi-Fi card because I think there's like a law against giving people a PC that doesn't have Wi-Fi in it, and the motherboard in it doesn't come with Wi-Fi. And I also got some sleeved cables just to make it look a bit fancier, you know? So let's drop these in the system and then I'll talk you through how the giveaway is gonna work. Everybody knows sleeved cable extensions bring all the boys to the yard. Now, if you want to win this beautiful system hewn of Bequiet, there will be a Gleam link in the description below. Everybody gets one entry, you just click a thing and it happens, I think. The giveaway is global as long as things can be shipped to you. Entries will be open from the moment this video goes live to exactly a week from now. Also, Bequiet sent over all of the Bequiet stuff. I paid for the rest of the system, although this is a sponsored video. Thank you, Bequiet, you're awesome. And I think that is all of the legal disclaimers I need to make for the giveaway. So thank you for watching, and until the next video, bye-bye.